guys call it trending. You know, this reverend in team or something who made a whole press conference about planes and cocaine and a whole lot of things he alleged. It's funny, he's been making several appearances on TV stations, on programs, and I don't know why, but you know, somebody makes allegations, they come back into the evidence, they seem clueless, and that's when you get a platform, man. If you want a platform in Ghana, just make the allegation. You don't need the evidence. And people will still be interested in no matter what, no matter how ridiculous the aggravation is. He's been on many platforms. And the funny thing is that people are asking this question, say, this man didn't come with any evidence, he just made an allegation, and all of a sudden, all platforms are open to him. And I think Umar Sanda asked him this question, very interesting. Check this out.
For your own integrity, for your own, personality, considering the kind of calling you have, a man of God, you are being called a liar. It is not a nice thing. You are being called an attention seeker.
Yeah.
Why don't you produce the evidence so that attack against your person does not go?
So, Umaru, they say all this because you can understand the extreme
because you have not brought evidence.
Because you can understand the extreme frustration and discomfort in covering these crimes.
Or because you are leading us on a wild goose chase.
No.
And there are even people who are questioning why we give you platforms.
Please, in these crimes.
Yeah.
Because I don't seek platforms. I don't go around calling radio stations that I want to come on your show.
Yeah, but there are people saying that we shouldn't even allow you to even comment any further until you bring any evidence.
I don't go.
and you know, Umar was asking a question that I was asking. I'm sure you watched the last episode that we did, and I said, hey, Masa, if you have anything to say, and you have the evidence, you bring it to me. I will talk about it. I will show the evidence. But if you have a suspicion or an allegation, Master, the intelligent thing to do is like, Charlie, this thing is happening. I really don't understand it. I'll write to National Security or somebody, some of these agencies that are in charge. I'll write to them and say, have you seen this? I suspect this. Investigate it. Something like that. But I don't get up and hold a press conference and make needless statements.
On the matter of Air Med flights and Carvoc Air private jets transporting suspected cocaine and cash. Ladies and gentlemen, on another security matter related to our airspace, the Minority Caucus calls on national security to, as a matter of urgency, make public the content of cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash, transported into the country by 2 suspicious flights.
And say later that I just have a suspicion. This is all very ridiculous.
This question.
So,
are you acting based on suspicion, or you have anything concrete to prove this?
We have strong basis for what we've put out. The questions we have put out. We have strong basis for the questions we have put out. And these are not...
So you have evidence that there was cash and drugs brought into this country?
We have strong basis for the questions we have put out.
And you have evidence.
Anytime the NDC wants to spin propaganda around evidence, it will get to a stage. There will be further things that will be released, and before
but you're not releasing it now, you're releasing later.
I'm not going to give it to you today.
But you release it later.
I'm not going to give it to you today.
But you release it later?
But...
When will you release the information?
Oh, that is...
Reverend Tim, I'm sorry. This is part of it. This is part of this whole Jandam agenda. And it is sickening. But having said that, let me say this. Nothing can ever witness what we call a vacuum. There's nothing like a vacuum. Say, there's nothing. No. There is always something that will fill a vacuum. So if there's nothing happening, it doesn't mean nothing is happening, but certain things will fill the vacuum. And I'm saying this because honestly, NDC, if you develop an ongoing agenda, an agenda that is so important that it brings a discussion of national issues. If you develop something like that to fill the vacuum, and Ghana is all gone agog with the issues you are talking about, the policies you are trying to implement, things that need to be done, trust me, NDC, if you fill the vacuum with things like this, there's no room for agenda. I guess all I'm saying is that people have time to make press conferences and allegations and all this crap, because in the absence of nothing, anything is okay. In the absence of nothing, anything is okay. So long as there's nothing, please expect certain things to come and fill the vacuum. And that's why this man had a press conference. There's nothing to talk about, folks. There's a vacuum. Well, I remember that the EA levy was abolished, so and so was abolished, these taxes were abolished, and there was like a whole discussion and talk on what has been abolished and what has been not. And the president came and said, promise accomplished or delivered or something like that.
Promises delivered.
That's it. Nobody's even talking about that anymore. There are some issues that we should be thinking about. Yes, we have abolished the e-levy. Yes, we have abolished certain taxes and all those things. The fact is that those things were bringing in certain revenues to the state. They were poor and poor. That's a fact. It was bringing in certain revenues. Now all of these things have been abolished. Can there be a discussion on what is going to take place now in terms of what will be used to attract similar revenues to the nation? Is there a talk on what has been sealed in terms of the gaps, what we have sealed, that even though these things have been abolished, because we are sealed these loopholes, we are still covered, and things will be fine? This is the level of discussion that I thought would come after all the talk about all the things that have been abolished. But no, because there's nothing there. Somebody says, I've seen a plane and it has cocaine and crap like that. It was quite interesting. Somebody, what did he refer to Reverend Tim as a low budget Ablakwa?
People are calling you low budget Ablakwa. How do you feel about that? They're saying that you're just trying to do what he used to do, which you're doing
Omaru.
In a lousy manner, they say.
Omaru.
That's funny. When Ablakwa makes allegations, says I have evidence, I've intercepted, I have evidence. You don't intercept something, it says just a suspicion. I'm just talking about the funny thing about the low budget Ablakwa. But the main thing here, folks, is this. There's nothing. There's nothing filling in the gap. So I expect these things to come up.